All right, now let's talk about how to find clients on LinkedIn. So essentially you can leverage LinkedIn in a few different ways. I'm going to show you the very first most common one for free, and then there's also going to be a premium version, which as you can see I already tried it out, as it says reactivate premium. But just before you get started, I want to remind you that I recently launched a free course on how to get started in UI UX design, and basically I'm sharing all of the experiences and tips and advice which I wanted to receive when I first started out, so that you can save months and even potentially years of work. So on top of that, you're also going to find the free source files from my YouTube videos on software tutorials such as Figma, Sketch, and Adobe XD. So feel free to check it out if you're interested. And now let's go back to the video. Essentially the way it works, if you're looking for some work or for some connections specifically, is you can search something like a job title, and this can be something specific. But for the time being, let's just use the word CEO. And as you can see, you're going to find a few different filters. So I'm going to click on people, and then I'm going to click on the locations. So for example, say you're in London or in San Francisco, or wherever you are, you add that location. So you can filter the persons for those specific in those specific locations. Now there's also some other options like connections, first, second, third. Maybe that could be interesting. In some cases, I never personally used them since I'm always looking to find new individuals. But sometimes having a connection prior, that can definitely help. Also current company, this I don't really touch anymore. But when it comes to this other filters, you can see that you can essentially see some filters. A lot of them are not going to really be relevant. The one which I recommend you to check out is just the industry one. So you can start typing, and as you can see, you're going to see a bunch of different industries. Now these are pretty generic, so that's the only drawback when using this system for free. So essentially you can just save things like arts and craft and then show results based on that, and you would have a look at the different results one by one, see if there is a fit, and then contact them. I personally don't really like this method because it's not as tailored as I usually like it to be. So if you're going with the LinkedIn outreach, I would highly recommend you to check out, even if it's just for 1 month, the LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So what this is essentially, and I already mentioned it briefly, it essentially gives you a whole lot of different filtering options, which are going to actually be pretty useful. The drawback of the Sales Navigator is that it costs quite a bit. I cannot see the pricing over here, but I can guarantee you it's like I think the last time that I subscribed to it is like $80 or something around those lines. So it's not cheap, but if you want to use it, you can just do it for 1 month and you go hardcore on the outreach, or even you just create an outreach spreadsheet with a lot of entries, and then you can outreach them through the course of the following months. So I would definitely try and maximize it for a month if you want to give it a shot. Now on top of that, there is this other option, which is LinkedIn Premium. And the only thing that you really care about LinkedIn Premium is the fact that you have some email. So basically this, as far as I understood, it gives a priority over the messages that you receive in your LinkedIn inbox. So for example, if I go here on messages, you can see that there are like a bunch of messages, and with email, basically I'm receiving them with more emphasis. So that essentially gives you a higher open rate directly from here. So yeah, it's 2.6x more effective than emails alone. And again, guys, when it comes to the messaging, when it comes to messaging on LinkedIn, just don't try and come off as a spammer, or someone who's just trying to pitch right away. The same principles that I discussed in the Facebook outreach module, and also in the email really, are going to apply over here too. So it's not really anything different. It's just another method, just another tool in order to execute upon the same strategy that we mentioned over and over again. So try to keep it informal and straight to the point. Don't sell right away. Sell the booking call, and then over there you go actually going to hop on a call with them and figure out if you can create a win-win solution for the both of you. Now, as you can see, I was already looking at the Business Insider when it comes to the Sales Navigator. Yeah, it says 29, 59, 79 a month. I think the sales one, it's this one. So that's that. And so this is pretty much it. Personally, I wouldn't really go with the free method of finding clients via LinkedIn. What I really like to do is leverage LinkedIn either with the Sales Navigator if I really wanted to find leads with it, or simply going and searching on Google or whatever other resource of the ones which I previously mentioned in the email outreach module, and essentially find the companies. And for example, over here I might have found one which is Big Drop Inc. Go on LinkedIn, put it in the search, and just click on the company profile. 95% of the times they're going to have a company profile, and or at least there's going to be some people who put it in the CV. So you're going to find some of the members of the team directly in LinkedIn. You can go on people and search for the individuals. So as you can see over here, says owner, and over here I have the president. So I would search for their email, as I mentioned in the previous modules, and contact them directly. And this is essentially the best way to leverage LinkedIn. You can also, on top of contacting directly via email, you can drop them a message. That's a great combo. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind, and pretty much it when it comes to LinkedIn outreach.